Welcome to another episode of Victoria's Lounge from Zeneria, Portico. Now, becoming a parent is daunting, whether you're ready for it or not. But even more unnerving is becoming a parent young. We focus a lot of times on the moms, the teen moms, thinking what is the emotional, financial, physical toll on them. But what about the young men who father these children? What are their experiences like? What is the emotional and financial toll on them? After all, it takes two to tango. Well, we have two fathers who have and know all too well what it means to father and raise a child young. Let's meet them now and start the conversation. It's hard to believe Benjamin Nyamai has a 20-year-old son when you look at him. The IT professional and graphic designer will tell us what it was like becoming a father at 20 years old. Michael Njeru became a father while still pursuing a degree in business and IT at Strathmore University. Now a marketer, PR consultant, and budding actor, Michael's story of finding himself and redemption through his son is sure to tug at your heart. All right, so I'm really excited to get this conversation started. It's like my story, but in reverse. Now we get to hear the other side. Benjamin, take us through your story. I mean, this is a good 2 decades ago, but becoming a dad young, what was that like? And how old were you when it happened?
Well, I was 21 years old, just in Nairobi. I was just hustling left, right, and center. But then I happened to have this girlfriend whom I brought from primary school. So we were friends as kids and all that, right through high school, and then she became my girlfriend, my favorite. I was thinking was really created for me. And then somewhere down the line, actually she was in Form 4. She was in Form 4.
Wow.
And I remember it was in April. And so one thing led to another. And at some point, we had maintained a platonic relationship. But then it reached a time, due to peer pressure, my fellow boys told me, "Oh, you're such a cute girlfriend. Please, how does it feel like?" I tell them it feels great. And then they push me to it. They tell me, "So, have you ever tested the waters?" And I tell them, "No, that's not part of it." To make the long story short, it happened, and there she was. She was pregnant, went back to school second term. She was in Form 4, and the first thing that used to happen after they arrive, pregnancy test. She tested. But then I understand she was not tested because she was this. Actually, since my upbringing, I was a church boy, taken to church and all this, and also she was a church girl. She looked so innocent, even me, which explains why I had to go through a lot of shame and all this, because people could not understand.
They couldn't believe.
They couldn't believe. Hey, so and so son. Actually, if I had said no, I'm not the one, everybody could have bought my story, could have swallowed the hook, line, and sinker. Nobody could ever think. But then it happened. And I remember she got to tell me about it, and it was shock, melting. Everything in me went down.
I'm sure she was feeling, okay, she's still in Form 4, she hasn't finished high school. What were you thinking in your mind in terms of what does this mean for her life beyond yours as well?
Well, I knew she will do the exams, but my greatest fear was that she was going to be sent home until the examination period. But thankfully, there was a very nice head mistress who headed our high school at that time. She, just by divine design, kept her in school. And nobody ever realized she was pregnant. Until November, our exams were over. And can I tell you, she scored an impressive B. So you can imagine.
Given the circumstances.
She was sick throughout the time and all this, in and out of hospital, weak and all that. But then here I was, when I was told, I said, okay, here it has come.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to prove to this girl, I meant business. I love you. And so I decided to take the bull by the horns, confront and take responsibility for my mistakes. And to me, that is what constitutes a man.
That is so commendable, because you don't see that a lot, Benjamin. You know, and for you, Mike, I'm curious what your situation was like. How old were you?
Well, at the time when I found out she was pregnant, I was 19, turning 20. We had dated about 6 months before she conceived. And for me, I was dead serious with her. Fine, young, yes.
Yeah,
first year in campus, I was, you know, she was everything. Like I was, you know, I was determined, tooth or nail, come what may, this one, I, kufa kupona, you know, that kind of thing. So when she cleared campus, I was like, you know, fine, what's stopping us now? So we got serious. So 6 months in, she conceived, but before she conceived, we knew the kind of relationship we had. And we had the conversation, like, okay, what would happen if she was get pregnant? And, you know, of course, was that, you know, the man, you know, being the man and loving to be the man. Yeah. So I told her, you know, look, listen, if it happens, you know, I'll take care of you. And she told me, you know, look, Mike, I love you. So I'll keep the kid because that's your child, because I love you. So like, you know what, fine, whatever, let's do what we're doing. And so 6 months into the relationship, yeah, she got pregnant. There was like a transition period of about 2 months, which is ridiculous. It might probably spell naivety as well, where I was in absolute denial because the first month she missed her period. The second month, she had started complaining of pains, and they were continuous and every day. Yeah. So we decided let's just go ahead and do the test. Man, a 15-minute test took 5 minutes. So yeah, we got the confirmation. So it was a bit of you know, there was a part of me that went back to the conversation that I had with her, you know, about what would happen if she was, you know, she was to conceive. And I remember, you know what, I need to stand by that commitment I made her, and you know, and that's what was keeping me together. I've grown up in a church family, Christian family, should I say. You know, single parent, been brought up by my mom, who's a queen to me, and I love her to death. Yeah. I want TV, Mom.
Mommy watching this?
Yeah. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. So yes, I've been brought up in a Christian family, and I have a sibling, a brother. So when we confirmed, I decided to seek counseling. Okay. Immediately. That's because I knew where I was at. I was a second-year student in Strathmore University. The lady, as I told you, I started pursuing her when she was in Form 4, so she had just joined campus. She was pursuing law. So I sat her down, I told her, look, listen, we made an agreement, and for me, I am 150%, it doesn't matter what situation it is, I am pro-life. I am pro-life, 150, because of what I believe in. I was like, you know what, I am ready, and I am willing, even in my incapacity or with my feeble faculties right now, I am ready to go through whatever storm that will come, as long as I know this child is okay. But you see, at the end of the day, it comes down to the mother. So, you know, we can agree, but, you know, things can happen.
It's her decision,
at the end of the day, it's her decision to make. The decision lies with her because she's the mother to my child.
And I'm curious, first of all, I must commend both of you to step up and take responsibility. But I want to know the emotional and psychological toll it took. Someone gave a very interesting picture that we don't think about. So usually when someone gets pregnant, young couple, it's the girl who kind of holds the stigma because she's holding the physical manifestation of the big belly. Everyone knows she's pregnant. Yeah. The guy has a liberty to walk off, no one knows what's going on, but he's carrying the same amount of guilt that the girl is. And no one is asking how he's doing. And so he's carrying this pain, this guilt throughout now his adult life, and probably doesn't even realize that he's carrying it. But I have to ask the both of you, what was the emotional, psychological toll that this experience had? I'll begin with you, Benjamin.
Okay, with me, the emotional bit of it started not just when I was told that she told me she's pregnant, then she went back to school. And then I remember I had no time when she broke the news to me to sit down with her and really try to plan things over and try to say this is what we are going to do. But one thing was outright. Loosely translated from Swahili, no subtraction of the stomach. So we knew we are going for the child. It doesn't matter what happens. And then when she went back to school, I remember jotting down a lengthy letter telling her, I'm taking responsibility. This is what we are going to do. We are going to face a lot of shame. This is what the parents are going to bring about and all this. And then I posted the letter by EMS, those who are old enough to know
what
Express, Express Mail Service. And so that it reaches faster. It was registered and all that. So when it arrived in the school, she was somehow in an hospital and unconscious. And the mother had come to the school. And this letter, which looks red all over and having stamps and registered, had come. And so the teacher decided to open the letter and read it to the mother. Wow! Heaven came crumbling down. And then at some point when she regained her consciousness, they told her, here is your letter. We have read it and we know who is responsible, so you cannot lie to us. Tell us the whole story. She told them, you know what? I'm not telling you the